Folks, we've been talking a lot about Bible prophecy lately because it is coming to life in front of us. And the article that I just read is evidence of that very thing. Now, before I read the article, I just want to simply make this statement. We know that the Bible tells us that we are going to see the formation of a one world government. In essence, what we're going to see eventually is this final Antichrist pretty much take power, and in essence, he is going to have reign over everything. We're going to look at a one world economy. We are going to look at a one world fake religion, and we are going to continue to see this rise in globalism and this direction towards the New World Order as fast as we can possibly imagine. As a matter of fact, it all seems to be converging in that place right now. Case in point, I want you to understand that perhaps the most powerful tool that will be used at the hands of these people who are seeking to do this very thing is this term that we call climate change. Now, they used to say global warming, but they found evidence that actually the globe was cooling down. And then that changed and they said, oh no, it's warming a little bit. And they go back and forth. So now they just call it simple climate change. Now, climate change is dangerous, or the narrative of climate change is dangerous, simply because it is the catch-all to blame everything on that. It is the ultimate epitome of the mentality of victimization. And if I can blame everything and the kitchen sink on climate change, then I can use climate change as the authority to make all kinds of different changes that will bring us into this new world, this one world order. Case in point, I am looking at an article right now from the Epoch Times that's entitled, Medical Journals Call for Emergency Action to Combat Climate Change. Now I want to read the first paragraph of this, and then I want you to be the judge. The paragraph says, editors from The Lancet, the New England Journal of Medicine, and hundreds of other medical journals have issued a joint editorial demanding emergency action to limit global temperature increases, including greatly increased monetary contributions and emissions cuts from wealthy nations, as well as a heavy, notice this, government intervention and greater what? Global coordination. Let me say that again. They're calling for heavy government intervention and greater global coordination. These are medical journals, folks. And the reason why they are calling for heavy government intervention and greater global coordination is founded in one very specific place, and that is the fact that in their minds, they are beginning to see the human body be greatly affected by things that contribute to climate change. People are dying because of extreme heat and extreme cold, and this has to stop, and we've got to end this right now, so we've got to go out of our way to do whatever it is, which basically amounts to the tremendous loss of freedom. Now, I despise people in the ministry who would say that we should not be demanding our rights in this country, because if you don't demand your rights in this country, the rights that are God's idea, not man's idea, folks, we are going to grow very quickly into this global mechanism that is going to literally merge everything into one place and open up the door for the final Antichrist. The Bible says that Christians are the restraining force that keeps that from happening, which means we are to be people who will not tolerate the premise by which the government chooses to infringe upon our freedoms. You wait and see. Global warming is going to be the main game. The pre-game was COVID. The main game is going to be global warming, climate change, global cooling, whatever you want to call it. That is going to be the main game, folks. The worship of Mother Earth. We've already watched the Pope talk about this. We've watched the insanity associated with all of this begin to blossom into literal, utter psychosis. We've got to take a chance. We got to take a stand. We cannot tolerate this nonsense. And we've got to keep fighting the good fight, folks, to make sure this stuff will not be tolerated. We are Christians, And as Christians, we are to stand for righteousness. And that means we get involved at every level. That's how it works. We need to keep fighting the good fight. God bless you.